Hello viewers, you are welcome to YangaLife channel, and today we want to look into this processes of roadworthiness. You know what roadworthiness is? Those of us that are driving, there are some controversies concerning this roadworthiness issue. Yes, roadworthiness is among the certificates that drivers, as owners of vehicles, should possess, and it is renewable. Yes, alongside with vehicle license, vehicle insurance. Yes, they are all renewable. So, but there are some things I want to detailed out when it comes to this roadworthiness issue, because somebody, I will still mention that. I will still come into that and explain what the person said about roadworthiness of recent. He was talking about that government should ensure that the road is very okay before they issue out roadworthiness. But let me just give a little explanation before we go into that. This roadworthiness ought to have been given after your vehicle must have been inspected, whether it's by VIO or road safety, whoever. But I know presently, it has to do with VIO. After your vehicle must have been inspected and checked. If your vehicle passed the test, then the roadworthiness will be issued to you. But let us ask ourselves, or let us tell ourselves the truth. Is this the process that we all followed before we get our vehicles roadworthiness certificates? No. Though somebody was, saying that Lagos State, I'm not sure, but it's like Lagos State have started it. You get your vehicle checked before you are issuing a roadworthiness certificate. But apart from Lagos State, I have not seen, I have not heard of any other state, and that Lagos State, I'm not even very sure. I have not seen any other place that you have your vehicle checked before the roadworthiness certificate is issued to you. But that is not all the issue. The issue now is that, yes, the process is to check your roadworthiness certificate before it is issued to you, but what about the road? You know that Nigerians, we have sense too much. Probably the government must have known that they are not doing their functions very well, as in road construction, road maintenance, and road repairs. They know that they are not doing these things very well. That's why they don't want the normal process to come into play. Because if they had been repairing the road, keeping the road in good shape, then you will see that they will come out and say, yes, that your vehicle is supposed to be checked. Because if these roads are not good, these roads gets our vehicle damaged. Even though finally, that's what we used to say sometimes, even though knowing fully well that the road is not good, you are a human being. You that is driving that vehicle, you are supposed to, see that the road is not good and slow down. Yes, everybody has his own part to play. The government playing the part of repairing the road and keeping the road in good shape before you talk about inspecting somebody's vehicle to give him roadworthiness certificate. You as a driver, upon seeing that the road is not good, what are you supposed to do? You are supposed to slow down anywhere that the road is not good and do the right thing and maneuver the place gently and proceed wherever you are going to. That should be the standard, and that should be what is obtainable. So you see that everybody has issues. Every stakeholder in this issue of a roadworthiness has one mistake or has one fault or the other. That is the point that we are making out this morning. But however, I'm going to explain in details concerning this roadworthiness and conditions and why the government issue it out. However, I will start with this case that somebody has made of recent concerning this roadworthiness, that government is not supposed to be collecting money for roadworthiness. The government shouldn't be collecting money for roadworthiness because the roads are not worthy itself before you collect money from people. So virtually, government is just raising money from people just like that without doing their own job, their own part of the job. That is what this man is saying. So without wasting much time, let me go into the full details so that we, broaden our knowledge and understanding concerning what is happening in our society. Yes, if you are yet to subscribe to this channel, click on the subscription button, notification bell, like this video, share this video for others to understand the situation. Thank you very much. As you do that, I still remain Chinedu. Yes, gentlemen and ladies, you are welcome to a center where vehicles are being inspected. This place is where vehicles can be inspected before your vehicle roadworthiness certificate will be issued to you. This means that your vehicle in a normal situation, that is following the normal processes, before you have that roadworthiness certificate, your car or your vehicle supposed to pass through these processes I am going to show you now. When your vehicle pass the test, then the results of the test will be given to you. And if your vehicle pass the test, you will take it to the Board of Internal Revenue, where you renew your vehicle papers and the roadworthiness certificate will be issued to you. Well, this process is very important because the system we are running now doesn't pass through this process. It just, somebody was saying, like I said, that Lagos State has it, before you have been issued. That is the normal process your vehicle is supposed to pass through, before issuing the roadworthiness certificate. And this process is meant to reduce accidents on the road, broken down vehicles on the road, and is going to make the road free and free from traffic gridlocks and every other problem associated with roads. So passing through this process is very important, and on your own you can go and check your vehicles while using it. You may not be waiting for government to force you to go and check on your own. Some states have it in VIO office, and in some private places you can go and check on your own. But what you are saying now, that this is the normal process that vehicles are supposed to pass through before getting that roadworthiness certificate. So I'm going to drop the complete video so that you watch and see why we, after doing this, we proceed with our the person that made a case against government that the road is not okay and they are still collecting money for roadworthiness. Thank you. Let's keep proceeding. I told you earlier, we are going there. Let's see things by ourselves. These are the machines, these are the equipments that they use in doing the checks. You can see that's the pit. This one is the machine that checks the speed and the suspensions of any car. You can see that's the vehicle has just arrived. So let's see how these things are being done by ourselves. You can see the front tire on the machine. The vibration has just started. The vibration is to check the suspension, how active the car suspension is. The front suspension, driver's side. You can see suspension test from the computer.
That is the computer that reads whatever that happens under here. Yes, it is moving over. It is moving over to where the speed of the car will be checked, and the braking system. Yes, where the braking system will be checked to know how active the braking system. If anything is wrong with that, the computer will pick the information and analyze it. To pick the data and analyze it, we'll take it as information. You can see the test is still ongoing. This is a kind of simulation is done. The back tire enters. The back wheel steps on the suspension test machine. The vibration starts. Anything that happens here will be indicated on the monitor of that computer. You can see. It will check the test. It will test it to know how active it is on percentage basis. When this one is done, it moves over to the rolling side, just like before. And see the machine that reads the data. The data are being collected here. And see, it just commenced now. The checking of the braking system is what they are doing now. Okay. When this is done, he moves over. The vehicle moves over to the next point. Yes, I think they are done with this now. So, it's going to move over for the underneath. They will check the underneath. See, they just commenced. You can see how the front tires are being rocked. They are rocking the tire. You see, they are rocking it to check the tie rod, the ball joints, the bushing, all the bushings, camber bushings, and the rest of them, the shafts. You see, to check even the shaft cover, whether any of them is bad, the linkage. That's what they are doing now. They are checking, it's turning over and over to check very well, to know exactly what is wrong with the vehicle. Like I said earlier, these checks, is combined by human and machine, but basically it's machine that does the check. And see, and this kind of check, when it's concluded, you can confirm from your mechanic. It mustn't be 100% complete. No, there could be, variations, but your mechanic can confirm physically to know exactly what the terms they can come with. Now they moved over to the headlamps, where the headlamps are being checked to know the length of the light, to check the movement of the light, the meters it can cover, how effective the lighting system is. The vehicle will be put on high beam, low beam, the one we call full light and low light. They check all these things, just like I was rightly told. These checks are supposed to be done before the issuance of roadworthiness, but you know what happens? They've moved over to the passenger side to check the lighting system. This kind of checks, this is something that we can go and do on our own. We don't need anybody to push us. Just on our own, we can just go and do it. They have moved over to the emission system. Emission system is compulsory for it to be in check. It's a law. They've made it a law that every vehicle must have this emission control properly in place. The catalyst and the rest of them that forms the emission system control All those things are what they check to save the environment. You know, though these days they are moving over to electric cars. Electric cars don't have this kind of emission. They don't. It's almost zero emission. You can see the test is still ongoing. The car will be revved. They will rev the car to know the emission system, the percentage, what is good and what is not good. We'll move over to the engine section. They check the power steering for you, check the water system, the coolant, and every other thing. See, to know if they are fully functional, well in place. You see, the difference between here and your mechanic is that here they check things for you. Mechanic will just work on what you said it should work, or maybe on special demand. But here, things are being checked. When you know this fault, you better know your car. You know your car better, know how you use the car. Okay? Now, this is the computer that analyzes the data. This is where they collect the whole data, and the result will be printed out for the owner of the vehicle to make use of, and possible repairs to go on the vehicle. Yes, this is the person bringing out.
Yes, viewers, you are welcome back from that short lecture. That is a practical explanation of the processes of inspecting a vehicle. So now, like I said and like I promised, I'm going to drop this case that somebody has made of recent concerning the government, that it is illegal for government to be collecting roadworthiness. Meanwhile, the roads are not worthy to be used, causing damages to people's vehicle. So let's proceed. The man Olufemi Ajadi, he started by saying, "Stop collecting roadworthiness fees." Olufemi Ajadi has urged government to stop collecting roadworthiness, charges until they make roads passable. That is a very strong point he has made. Speaking on condition of roads, he said they were impassable and damages vehicles. He said he wondered why government was forcing motorists to pay roadworthiness fees while roads were bad. In a statement issued by Ajadi, he said rainy seasons has exposed most roads as impassable. He said he appreciated, demand for vehicles to be roadworthy, noting that it was aimed at removing dangers posed by vehicles, not being roadworthy. For the government to collect their charges, it must make roads smooth and maintain them. That is what we have been saying. It's like vehicle owners suffer on two ends. Bad roads damages vehicles, yet government collects fee from them to certify their vehicles as roadworthy. You see? He who comes to equity must come with clean hands. For government to collect roadworthiness fees, it must repair roads. So this is what this young man has said concerning the collection of roadworthiness fees by the government. So, but just like I said earlier, road users should also do their own part to avoid their vehicle being badly damaged. As a driver, you are supposed to see some dangers ahead of time before you run into them. But I'm not saying that government should not do their own part. Government must do their own part, and others will do their own part too. So, but
Having said that, I will make a detailed explanation of what a roadworthiness certificate is. Then a roadworthiness certificate is a document that certifies a vehicle fitness for safe operation on the road. It is typically issued after a vehicle passes an inspection test to ensure it meets safety and emissions standard that is required by vehicle owners. Yes, that they are typically required to pay for a roadworthiness certificate for several important reasons. Just like I said before, there are some reasons why people are required to pay roadworthiness certificates, and I'm going to mention them so that we get the whole pictures well understood. Let's proceed. So let's hear the first one is safety. The primary purpose of a roadworthiness certificate is to ensure that the vehicles on the roads meet safety standards, so that you don't pose a danger to yourself and danger to other road users. Regular inspections helps to identify and addresses potential safety hazards, reducing the risk of accidents and injuries on the road, just like we saw in that inspection that we went. When these things are being found out, they will indicate in their inspection paper so that you take it to your mechanic. The mechanic will work on it. Sometimes the indications may not be 100% correct, but it's left for the mechanic to detect exact place that the fault is coming from. Or if it has to do with electrician, then you meet an electrician and the rest of them. Then another reason is revenue for infrastructure. This is where the major issue is. That some of the fees associated with roadworthiness certificates may go towards funding road maintenance, infrastructure improvement, and safety programs that will benefit all road users. That is where the case is coming from. These monies that are being collected from road users, are they being put in use? If they are being put in use, why is our roads so bad and in a very terrible condition? Yes, another reason for collecting roadworthiness certificate fee is for the emission control. Roadworthiness certificates often include emission testing to ensure vehicles meet environmental standards. This helps to reduce the pollution and its impact on public health and the environment. You see, from that video, you see when the exhaust system was being put under test. They connected a cord like that. They were testing the emission system. Yes, at a point, I think it was in 1970 something, it became a law that any vehicle manufactured must have this catalyst. This catalyst that people used to steal. They steal it from vehicles they don't know, or even if they know the damages that they are causing to the environment, and they still go ahead and steal these things from people's vehicles. That catalyst controls the emission system. It reduces the carbon monoxide being introduced into the system, into the atmosphere. That is the work of catalyst. And yet some people, some vehicle repairers still go and remove it and steal it from vehicle owners. That is the one they call Indomie. They call it Indomie in a vehicle emission system, in the exhaust, somewhere along the exhaust emission system. So another reason for roadworthiness certificate fee is fairness and equality. That is, this requires all vehicle owners to pay for roadworthiness certificates to help ensure that all vehicles on the roads are held to the same safety and emission standard. This promotes fairness and equality in road safety. You see it, I've once mentioned something like this earlier. You don't just this one will check his own and the other person is not checking his own. If this system is going to be like this, all vehicles on the road are supposed to pass through this roadworthiness check before being on the road. That is what I am saying, and that should be the standard, not just some will check, some will not check. That is the fairness associated with it. If you are driving on any Nigerian road, you will know that another vehicle on the road is as safe as your own. Then we will now be looking at the driver's ability to perform his own functions of being careful while driving, and not from the failure from the vehicle. Well, let me go into the next one. I'm talking about the reasons for roadworthiness certificates. Another reason is insurance and liability. In some cases, having a valid roadworthiness certificate may impact insurance coverage. Yes, it's going to impact on your insurance coverage, how much you are going to pay for the premium, and the whole lot of them. So not having one could potentially affect a vehicle owner's ability to claim insurance or defend against liability claims. You can see what we are talking about. In some cases, if you don't have it, and it's going to affect your claims. That is in a very functional system, in a very functional society, where the vehicles are being checked before issuing out the insurance. Overall, requiring vehicle owners to pay for roadworthiness certificate is a way to ensure that vehicles on the roads are safe, environmentally responsible, and compliant with relevant regulations, ultimately contributing to road safety and well-being of the community where the vehicles are being put in use. Well, I cannot say anything else better than what I have said concerning this roadworthiness certificate issue and the normal processes that it is supposed to follow. Having said that, however, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please click on the subscription button, notification bell. Let's hear your comments concerning this video. Don't forget to like it and share it so that other people can watch with you. Well, from here we will end these discussions on the reasons and the other cases that I brought earlier concerning the roadworthiness certificate issue. Thank you for.
Yes, viewers, you are welcome back from that discussion. Yes, you have been told and you have heard why the government is supposed to collect roadworthiness, the reasons behind collecting roadworthiness money from the motoring public. Yes, then you have heard about the issue that this person is making concerning government collecting roadworthiness money from vehicle owners, that it is wrong for government to collect these monies while the roads are not in good shape. Having heard that, I remember something I want to chip in. Do you know that there are so many laws existing concerning the usage of vehicle? If you know that you are going to park your vehicle for a long time, you are supposed to go and notify the authorities involved, the Board of Internal Revenue, and inform them that your vehicle is going to be parked for a long time, and they will exempt you from renewing that vehicle for that period. Yes, it is a law, it is existing, but people don't know. Many people don't know. So, but however, I wish to thank you for watching this video. Until I come your way next time, bye for now.